Welcome everybody to another episode of Cryptid Conversations. I'm your host, Blue. That over there is Kate, and down there is Michelle, the Queen of Chaos. Today, we're talking holiday season. We're talking the horned bringer of chaos, the discipliner of children.
Bad
Wait,
children.
are we talking about me or Krampus?
We're talking about Krampus. All right, we're talking Krampus.
Yeah, the one that likes to punish all those naughty kids.
We're talking the horned anthropomorphized figure who, in Central and Eastern Alpine folklore, is said to accompany Saint Nicholas to visit children during the night of December 5th, which is known as Krampusnacht.
Krampusnacht. You know,
My German roots are hitting me today.
There's something to be said about a half goat, half demon, horned thing that comes after children. I don't know. In my book, that's
Well, the reason he comes on December 5th, the night of Krampusnacht, is because immediately following that, on the 6th, is the feast of Saint Nicholas.
Where he comes and brings all the
Where
presents.
Saint Nicholas rewards well-behaved children with small gifts, and Krampus punishes badly behaved children by beating them with birch rods,
or chains.
Or chains,
or stuffing
he
especially bad
stuffs
kids
you
into his sack.
stuffs you with a sack on his back.
Basket.
It's either a sack or a basket, depending on where you come from. Now,
right, fair enough.
Austrians believe it to be a sack.
I just think they like saying sack.
Germans,
yeah.
The Germans believe that it is a large wicker basket.
I have a couple of large wicker baskets, but it's mostly cat beds. But I could turn it into a Krampus.
That's because you're a busy cat lady.
It's true.
Anyway.
It's true. I mean,
I thought we all knew that.
And believe us, after the video you showed us this week, we know.
Yeah. Welcome to my life.
Yeah. Okay, now getting into Krampus, let's talk about a little bit of the legend here. He's got big goat horns
and hooves, apparently,
and hooved feet. He's basically the shadow of Saint Nick.
And his name comes from an old German word, Krampus, which means claw.
Yes, because his hands are clawed. Uh-oh. Michelle looks concerned here.
No, there's not a concern. There's not a concern. It's Krampus is pre-Christian, so
he is.
There's lots of lore, shall we say, about the history of Krampus and where it specifically comes from, and I believe that obviously we're not going to know specifically, but there are some people who have it wrong.
All right, so let's hit up the pre-Christian lore here. Pre-Christian lore states, okay, that Krampus was more of a way to keep naughty children
on their best behavior
during the longest time of the year, which was winter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, like, as a child who was threatened with, like, if you don't do your chores and act like a civil human, I'm going to beat you with a stick from the shed. Yeah, I got it.
What is soon?
Listen,
Uh,
I grew up with getting the Switch too, so I get it.
So
yeah,
I,
willow branches
I
suck.
do. Yeah, they do. So in
If
in
you don't
light of
pick your
that,
own, you
so
don't pick the right one.
I do. I have that problem all the time. You don't pick the right one. You pick the one that's either too small or too big, and then it breaks. Ugh. Anyway,
And then they yell at you and they tell you to go get the right
go
one.
get another one. All right. So
Oh,
Krampus.
beautiful childhood.
Are we just sharing in childhood trauma now?
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
trauma
no.
bonding?
So the one that makes the most sense to me on the history of Krampus is that he probably originated in Alpine pagan belief systems dating back thousands of years. He was thought to descend from the horned winter spirits or nature demons associated with the harshness of winter.
Yeah.
Um,
I found a lot of that information, and honestly, I agree with you on that
yeah,
one. That makes
it
most
seems. So if you
every
look at the wilderness and the fertility cycles and the boundaries between the human world and the wild, these beings weren't inherently evil. They were trying to represent, the chaos and survival and seasonality of things. So
right.
to me,
Well,
that made sense.
but you also got to remember too is like historians have also seen that Krampus really didn't turn up in any real writings until the 16th century.
Yes, but not because he didn't exist before the 1600s. It's those stories, the legends and the lore were mostly kept kind of centralized to some of these tighter communities where you didn't
They
talk about
they were just more of those bedtime stories that the villagers would tell
it.
the children,
Yeah.
scare them like most other cultures did with some sort of monster.
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in Texas, and my grandparents, whenever I was whatever, be good before you go to bed, or the kukui is going to get you. The
Oh my
boogeyman.
goodness. Yep.
The Kukui,
So yeah,
El Kukui.
El Kukui, right? Yeah. So I
I would
feel
want.
like Krampus
I
was
actually know El Kukui, okay? Give me a break.
yeah. I feel like Krampus was probably in that same kind of like, hey, you better be good because Krampus in that. Okay, words are hard. In that time with the survivability of children, you didn't get the kind of survivability that we have here. So,
Okay.
little Timmy dies, and then all of his friends at school, like, oh, winter break. Yeah, he wasn't listening. So, Krampus makes
Yep.
sense. So, it
Dragged him.
It's
became
a great
inevitable.
way.
Yeah,
Great way to get kids in line.
right.
I mean, I'm not gonna dissuade people from that way of thinking. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And the fact that there was also even festivals still pre Christian kind of thing, they
Yeah.
were doing the same thing that they're doing nowadays over in the Alpine area. So,
Yes.
your
Yeah.
usual Central European areas.
Well, the festival today that they celebrate over there today was started by a whole bunch of drunken Austrians.
Oh, I love drunken Austrians.
They're hilarious.
They're the best.
They
Drunken
are.
Austrians dressing up like Krampus and running down the streets, hitting children with birch branches to get them to behave and stealing people's hats and all this
Yep.
other shit. Acting like Krampus in order to get kids to behave. Now
To
it's
the
a
point.
big to do.
Well, now it's also so popular that yes, it's still strong in like Austria and
And Germany.
Bavaria and Germany. However, it also has festivals over here in the U.S. And to the point of pulp culture kind of references, like a
I,
movie that came out in
Yes.
2015.
yes.
That one
Well,
was
hang on.
very dark. I love that.
We'll get there on that one. But to piggyback
Round out.
off of what Kate just said, I just gave a whole bunch of
I
soldiers
I'm
fucking
I
PTSD
am
on that
struggling
one.
not.
Anyway, to piggyback off of what Kate just said there, I'm going to say this. Um,
Say
Krampus
bareback or
festivals that happen here in the States are a whole lot tamer than the ones overseas.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
It's kind of like you go to the Krampus Fest here, you think it's cool, and then you finally get overseas and,
And then
you
you
see
see
the
the rated
Krampus
R
Fest there, and you're like,
But to be fair,
ours sucks.
We're
be fair,
puritanical bullshit.
the U.S. is kind of a bunch of prudes,
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
over
Except for us.
here where
Well, think about it. This country was started by a bunch of prudes who got on a boat because they were too fucking uptight for England.
Right?
You know?
Right?
But
So
like,
I
seriously,
do want to round out the history though, because
go ahead,
you
go
have
ahead,
all
Michelle.
these you have all these like alpine lores and all of these stories that kind of like round it out, and then some dude, I don't know if you've heard about him, but like this guy like supposedly died, and then they like came back from the dead and like started this whole cult called Christianity.
Oh yeah, zombie guy
Yeah,
named Jesus,
that
right?
guy. So
okay, now got it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
they nailed him to a cross. You know,
something
they
like
had Thor
that.
come
Yeah,
over and nail
whatever.
him to a cross, and
Whatever, like
you
with a
know,
big hammer, like whoa. Anyway, so when that
he rose
thing
3 days
started
later.
like getting big in Europe, what was happening was Christianity was taking over all of these traditions, and in order to keep the traditions alive, people would kind of try to figure out how to fold their traditions into Christianity, so they were continuing to celebrate their own. And that's what happened. Krampus kind of got folded into the Christmas lore, so the people could continue without being persecuted.
And that's like I said earlier. That you know, Krampus not the Krampus night is celebrated December 5th.
Mm-hmm.
The feast of Saint Nicholas is on the 6th.
Right. So he shows up the night
So
before.
he shows up
Nicholas.
the night before to take care of all the
The
naughty
riffraff.
children.
Yeah, I would have so been in Krampus's basket.
Oh,
100%.
are you kidding me? Okay,
Yeah.
first off, half my family, half of me is German. The German half of my family, my grandmother. I love my Don't get me wrong. I love my grandmother. God rest her soul. If there is a God. Anyway,
Or gods, whatever.
or gods, or whatever.
Mm.
But my grandmother told us at a very young age about Krampus.
Krampus and the Struwelpeter
Yes,
story.
the
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah,
the Yule lads,
the Yule lads
Yes.
were probably my favorite.
which were a bunch of trolls slash elvish things
Spirits
that
is what I would
spirits
call.
that aided Krampus going all the way to the quote unquote birth of Christ on the 25th. But the legend of Krampus has lived long in German households,
Yes.
from overseas to here in the States to everywhere else in the world.
You know that the whole idea of the Yule log, you keep the log burning, the Yule log burning for the entire night of Krampusnacht into St. Nicholas feast day, to keep the Yule lads from coming down your chimney and causing chaos.
And also to keep Krampus from himself from coming in, because he does not like a very hot fire, because it reminds him of the hell that he escapes.
Well, I
So
mean, that makes sense.
That's the Christianized version.
Right.
But most of these creatures don't really like fire to begin with. I mean, I can't really blame them. It's pretty, but I don't want to get burnt.
Exactly.
Listen, I love a nice fire like everybody else, but I don't want to go and fucking sit on it.
No.
You know,
but I do love.
Granted,
how all
in
of
my
these...
in my 20s, there was a couple of times I ended up in a fire pit, but well,
I'm not gonna. I just.
I
Oh
don't
my
know
god.
that I want to dig into that one.
listen,
Why
it
am I
was
not?
not fun.
I don't want to dig into that, but I
Not
do.
fun.
I do love
Drunken
how
nights at a fire pit.
a lot of these legends and stories and cryptid conversations end up returning to these things that we do on a normal basis. Who doesn't make a Yule log in whatever or at this time of year?
Well, I mean, there's
Krampus
other.
Isn't part of it.
It's not just Krampus. It's a bunch of the old world traditions. When you think
that have been living for years. I mean,
thousands.
I mean, don't get me wrong. In the pagan community, you see a lot of people celebrating Yule rather than Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people. I do the hybrid system because I grew up on Christmas, but personally, in my own beliefs, I celebrate a little bit of Yule. I add a little Yule to my Christmas.
I prefer Yule. I also prefer the Yule cat stories from that same region.
Yes. Well, the Yule cat is also kind of part of the whole Krampus gang.
It's a very large cat, and if you don't
extremely large
do
cat.
what it wants, and if you don't get clothes for Christmas, the Yule cat will come and eat you.
Oh, geez. Well.
Okay. Yeah. Now, hang on. We're getting a little off track as usual.
Oh yeah, we are. Good.
Kate, you mentioned that everything happened, that Krampus gets depicted in movies, such as the 2015 classic Krampus.
The classic. Hey! Can we not?
And honestly,
I call it a classic. It's one of the best depictions of Krampus ever.
I didn't sit down and watch it, but I heard it was,
Oh, we're losing.
Did I come back? Sorry about that.
There you go.
I didn't watch it. I'm going to admit that. I didn't watch it. However, I heard that for it being, a popularized movie and everything, they actually nailed the description and the lore of Krampus. So,
everybody expected to see like a demonic face, and it showed Krampus almost wearing somebody else's skin over his own face.
Yeah,
because you didn't know whether or not it was actually Krampus's face or not. But it's definitely hands down one of my favorite depictions of Krampus.
So it is.
But my recent one.
Okay, go.
My recent favorite has to be in the straight to Amazon Prime Red One.
Oh my gosh! Yes, 175% agreed.
That Krampus made me fucking chant. I was sitting there going, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh,
yes,
the whole fucking time. Yeah. I love that movie. So it has now been added to my list of movies to watch during the holiday season.
The one thing that got me on this, the 2015 Krampus movie, what I didn't like was that it wasn't bad kid that brought Krampus. It was the family's dysfunctional, whatever, their loss of the holiday spirit that caused the Krampus to come. I didn't like that because it didn't stick to the lore. But when he did show up and he punished the naughty and then tormenting and
Okay.
I mean,
but here's the thing. When Oni is telling his grandma, his Omi, is telling him about the story of her interaction with Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
It was her loss of innocence in terms of what happened with her family and how they were so down during the holiday that they lost that Christmas spirit. That's what really brought Krampus to her. It's just, there's some debate on whether or not he's also brought by the lack of Christmas cheer.
I think that would be counterintuitive. But what I did like was the ambiguity of the ending, where you kind of like come out from the snow globe. Sorry, It's a 20-year-old or 10-year-old movie. If you haven't seen it, spoiler
There's no
alert.
ambiguity. They're stuck in a snow globe on Krampus's shelf.
But it doesn't really say whether or not, like, it suggests that they're trapped in the snow globe, but it doesn't say it specifically. They're either in eternal punishment or they're, a watchful warning of the future.
My interpretation was that they were eternally damned and trapped in the snow globe to relive the same day over and over again.
I have a few days that I would love to relive over and over again.
Listen, I think we all do, but
I mean,
one of them actually happens to have a birch branch in it. Never mind. Anyway.
Oh God.
I don't want to know.
Hey, listen. There's a lot of things a lot of people don't want to know.
Make me harder? Okay. Awesome. Anyway.
Yes, Daddy. Anyway.
Well, see, now the fact that Michelle was pointing out, how there was things in there that didn't really fit with the lore. How about we move on to a particular information that I found while doing the refreshing of my memory?
Yes.
Oh, please move on to this one, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talking on this point.
Mm-hmm. I figured, because I was looking at how much time we got left, it was like, we might as well make enough room for this one.
Oh, this
is going to be the ender. What are you talking about? This is
till
the end. Let's go.
The last 10 minutes. Go.
Okay, so 3 different sites claimed that Krampus is the son of Lady Hell, which confused the hell out of me, because last I remember she had no offspring. So first, before we explain all of that of how that's false information, Lady Hell is the daughter of Loki and Agrabota, who is a great giantess, like amazing. And yeah, she's the keeper of Helheim.
Yes.
So yeah, none of it was true. None of it. And it's all based because of some guy who decided to write a novel called Krampus, the Yule Lord.
Okay.
I'm going to hold back.
He was not. Krampus was an Alpine folklore found in Germany, has nothing to do with Norse mythology. No matter how hard you try to put those two things together, it's like putting ketchup on a cookie.
That's why. Why would you? That's
exactly.
Wacky. Exactly. Go ahead, Blue. I know you're itching to say something, because you're more of the Norse person here, where I'm more.
I love the whole Norse mythology. I love all of the aspects of it. Love it, but I don't
follow
like
a Norse path. I follow a Norse path, and I'm going to say this: suggesting that Krampus is the son of Hell is about as dumb as these neo-Norse pagans putting the Valknut on their fucking body and putting on the fucking Wayfinder on their body as tattoos, because not for nothing.
Looks cool.
It looks cool, yeah, but you're a fucking moron, because those are new age symbols. They're not original Norse symbols.
I agree.
To suggest that an Alpine demigod is the son of a god.
Not just a god, a fucking badass goddess.
But not just a god, but she was made a god by Odin.
Yes.
Who is the blood brother of Loki. The daughter of a giantess, Angerboda. to suggest that he's the offspring of her drives me up a wall. Because you're mashing two big separate beliefs into one. You're trying to, quote unquote, Christianize a Norse belief
They're
and
I think
a
we are,
Alpine
it's-
belief.
and
You're
that was
trying
already
to
done.
mash them together. It was already done by Christianity, putting him as the shadow of Saint Nicholas. It drives me up a wall.
Grinds your gears, doesn't it?
It really grinds my gears.
Get it? Get it? Get it?
And you know what? It makes me want to sit there and beat the hell out of Lois. Sorry.
Oh God.
Anyway,
I'm not a redhead. Just
with
so
a
we're
with
clear
a
on
birch
that.
branch, with a birch
Fuck.
with a birch branch.
So
Anyway.
I have some
as
notes
as
on
as
that
my
Krampus book.
as my head football coach once said, it makes me want to go home and beat my wife.
Oh, God.
No beating.
I have some notes on that book, the Krampus by Braun.
Please read these notes
I
So-
figured you.
before I say anything else damning that's going to get me canceled.
I want to point out that this, shall we say, special person, not only said that Krampus was the son of hell,
That
he
we're calling
also
him.
said that Santa Claus was really Balder, son of Odin.
No, the whole look
No.
of Santa comes from Odin, because Odin used to bring gifts to people in the middle of winter in order to get them
No.
through the winter.
I am
The
just
whole look of
saying
Santa is a
that-
white old man with a big billowy white beard riding in a sleigh, pulled by not
Mm,
fucking reindeer, but fucking rams.
what I want to point out by stating that
Ah!
what I want to point out by stating that is that not only was he trying to radicalize his own thoughts of how Norse and Alpine mythology came together, but he was trying to drag everything into it to try to, well, let me just put this in here, and if I put this thing in here, it'll combine it and it'll make it more.
okay. No offense. I understand at some point Germany was once Germania, and Germania was a very large, set of countries
You
that
still
are
can't
super
combine the Norse mythology with
No,
any
that's a
of it's different.
Okay,
Ah,
but the thing is, there are sections of Germany that practice Norse beliefs.
right, but
Yes.
Alpine mythology it
But
has its
Alpine mythology is
Alps-
more the mountain people
It's
who
that
did not get
specific
a lot of
area
human
between-
interaction.
between the top of Italy going up into Switzerland. That area right there is not Germany. That's close. But I just think this man has maybe taken a
Let's get his head up his ass.
extra sips of the cider, and
I
maybe
feel-
he's no.
I feel he's just trying to do what the Egyptians and the Romans were doing when they were, mingling together and trying to
Mhm.
come together as one, and they made that own mythology where it was like Egyptian gods and Roman gods put together, like that. Oh, we sure we're
I-
gonna call him special? I feel there's a different word we can use.
I'm going to say bastardization.
Bastardization is the excellent choice of the word there. You can't.
You can't just
You
fuck with
can't.
things.
You can't.
You can't
can't
fuck with people's beliefs.
You can't just write it and think that, oh, this is what the truth is and everything. That's as bad as people believing that only true things are allowed on the internet.
All right. With that being said, I'm going to bring this to an end. There's so much more we could talk about on this subject, but we got to go.
We gotta
All
roast that guy someday.
I would love
Like
to go
on a
across
real,
this guy.
tire though. A real-
Yeah, on a pit with a spit.
I don't want to eat him though.
No, we're going to give it to the dogs. Anyway,
Okay.
everybody have a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Cryptid Conversations. We will catch you in the next episode. Thank you so much. And if you can't be good, be bad. If you're going to be bad, at least fucking be good at it.